Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is Many a True Nerd, and welcome back to Fallout London. Where last time, we helped out the French, and let me tell you, as a British person, that feels deeply, deeply wrong. Today, right, we're turning our attention back to Angel, and as I understand it, we are now getting very, very close to the end of the game here. The final step of the process being creating a boogeyman that Angel can use to stay in power. So, okay. My instructions were, go to the Land's End Inn and see what's waiting for me inside. So, here we go, just barely over the water from where we met the mysterious French soldiers. This apparently is our destination. And okay, apparently this is a functional inn. I was really expecting a ruin, so hello there. By any chance you just an angel plant or something?
Good day to ya.
Alright, good day to you too, Mrs. Fitzwilliam. And I understand room 5 has been reserved for me.
Oh yeah, you must be the Muppet in room 5. I just had Henry bring your luggage up. Here's your key. Be sure to tip him if you're able.
Right, mosey upstairs. Remember to tip Henry, it's only polite.
Good day to you. You'll find your luggage safe and secure in your room.
And alright, thank you very much, good sir. Here's 20 tickets.
Oh, thank you. I'll be around if there's anything I can do for you. Have a pleasant stay.
Alright, there we go. Henry tipped, no trouble whatsoever. And here we go, room 5. So, just to shut the door behind me, I do not want to be witnessed, given I suspect something very dubious is about to happen. And blimey, after opening up the suitcase here, right, we've got some exciting sexy toys by the looks of it. Step 1, let's look at the letter we've got from Smythe here. So, okay. Objective, wipe out a settlement in Peckham and plant a false evidence of foreign saboteurs. So, okay. Now I feel good about this, because was saying just a second ago, not particularly happy about the fact I helped the French previously. Well, now I can frame them for a terrible crime. Beautiful. So, right. The point is, everything burns, no witnesses, Angel flag gets hoisted, everybody blames the French. So, grab everything, the flag, the falsified evidence, and one very, very sexy bloody flamethrower. Oh yeah, just look at that thing. That is sexy though. Okay, John. Maybe put that away and don't get seen holding it. Otherwise, that might, blow the whole false flag operation, McGibble. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I was just, waiting till morning outside. I did just see, yes, on account of the fact I've got the flamer equipped, I've blatantly got the backpack full of fuel on my back right now. And to walk straight past these guys while wearing it. Which does make me a tiny bit concerned that potentially... Oh guys, I'm really sorry about this. But unfortunately, Smythe was very clear. No flipping witnesses. So right, you just go down and... Bloody hell, she's tagged as essential. Right, well now she's witness to me setting a fire to her. What about you, Henry? Okay, just grab Henry. Make sure he's too heavy to carry, apparently. Dear oh flippy dear. Right. Mrs. Fitzwilliam, I'm hoping at this point, now you've been set on fire twice, that maybe you get the message that if anyone comes around asking about the person with the flamethrower, you ought to say, no, I've definitely not seen such a thing, or potentially, I might be tempted to come back. Right, back outside, and by the looks of it, yes, my destination is barely round the corner in this direction. Though hilariously, getting to it may be a tiny bit more difficult than I thought, because, yes, it's on the far side of one of those big old barricades, so, hang on. If I go way over in this direction, looks like there might be a tiny cut through I could take here. Right, just stay out of the water if we can. Just need to, follow this bridge along. Watching out for any other trouble that might theoretically be popping up here, though. Is that a gate? That is a wooden gate. Brilliant. That gets me through, yes, the barrier, which was actually this railway bridge. So, right. I think I found the right way to go. So, alright. Question is, do these guys, know I'm here to cause trouble? Alright, so I've got the flamer. Burn down the settlement. No survivors. Right, before we burn down the settlement, just make sure you know, nobody here's got any missions for me or anything. I don't think so. I think you're just generic humans, so... I'm really sorry about this, but this is for the greater good. So, we've just got to, yes, burn everyone and everything. But I think possibly you guys have all got, like, you know, very, very low health indeed. So, this is not going to be that difficult. So, good. Just to burn down all of their defenses as well. Got to make sure the town goes down, not just the... Watch out for the explosives, John. The explosives could cause trouble for you too. And now, I do appreciate, so run around this town with a flamethrower, setting it on fire. You could argue, at this point, I am not the good guy anymore. However, very soon, like, very, very soon indeed, I will betray Smythe, take over Angel, and as a result of that, there will be no more town burnings. Unless the town annoys me, or it's funny. In which case, there may be some town burnings, but there will be less town burnings. Right, I seem to have successfully burnt down the entire settlement, though, hang on. There might be one survivor over here. I'm really sorry about this, by the way. Like, seriously, I promise, once I take over Angel, things are gonna be better. Just to hoist the Angel flag to make sure everyone knows Angel did this, and... Right. The Tommies have shown up, everyone's on fire, and I'm just standing here as the only survivor. I feel like you guys should be more suspicious of me, but then again, I have previously done work for the Tommies, so maybe they know who I am. It's hard to say. I still got the flipping... I've not got the backpack on anymore. Good. Officer, I'm so glad you're here. There was a terrible attack by Angel. They had agents hiding here. Agents with, like, flamethrowers or whatnot.
Angel. I've only heard whispers. That must be their flag. But why Peckham?
And okay, with charisma of 6, I can confirm they were taking out a double agent and burnt the entire place down to send a message.
Targeting the quiet places. Nowhere's safe anymore. But why do you know so much?
And okay, I need just a tiny bit more charisma to make sure they buy this, and that's absolutely fine. Here we go, 1 quick drink to boost my charisma the tiniest amount, and there we go. When I saw the burning buildings, I shot at one of the Angel agents. It was only a graze, but they dropped this briefcase.
This briefcase has everything. Plans, notes, diagrams. You've been through quite the ordeal. I can see the burns and bullet holes in your clothes, too. Come. We'll take you somewhere safe to catch your breath.
And there we flippy go, mission complete. They completely fell for it, though. I'm kind of wondering what happens if, yes, you can't get up to Charisma 9, or presumably if you went down the other path, Intelligence 9. Because if this operation doesn't work, then... Okay, well, logically, we'd have to kill this entire patrol as well. So probably we'd just be killing these guys too. So okay, acceptable losses is complete and nice and easy. And yeah, they could teleport me back to the Imperial War Museum, but that's fine, we don't have any business there right now. Instead, I'm happy to move straight on to the next bit of Angel's business. Going back to Smythe's office and... okay, she's got to be happy about this, because I handled this mission perfectly. Now, I will admit, as I pop back into the office here, there is one big problem with my plan to murder Smythe and take over Angel, which is... seems pretty bloody obvious that Smythe knows that's what I'm gonna do as well. Which is why she never meets me. It's just always bloody phone calls, so... okay. Surely, before the end of the game, we've got to meet Smythe, because it seems pretty obvious the plot twist is... I'm Smythe's clone. So, you know, sooner or later, we've got to run into her, so we could be shocked that she looks just like me. For the time being, though, right. Let's see what we've got coming up next.
You did well, I must say. You really spun those troopers a yarn, and they believed it. Talk of Angel is already circulating the Tommy ranks. The most important work is yet to be done.
So, okay, we've done a false flag operation number 1, and yes, how about our meeting Smythe that you have been very much putting off for weeks at this point.
I haven't forgotten. I've even penciled in a date. Though in fear of further delays, I'll keep it to myself. Besides, we have more pressing matters to tend to.
Okay, if we ever do get to meet Smythe, we better make sure we shoot her in the face the moment she pops up, because if we miss our shot against her, we'll probably never see her again. Still, let's see what we've got next.
We spin the story on every telescreen, every radio, and every loudspeaker in London. I've already sent out troopers to consolidate key positions. BBM, Crystal Palace, and Hackney Radio. They are all under Angel control. Go to the broadcasting house. That is where we shall put on the show of a lifetime.
Right, so we've done the false flag operation. Now we need to make sure everybody knows about it.
Most will fall into line. Some will resist. Once those stragglers of the old ways are disposed of, your work will be done. Be seeing you.
Right, so by the sounds of it, yes, there'll be some people who won't accept what I'm about to broadcast. Them, we might need to finish off once and for all. And luckily, we know precisely where we're going. Because yeah, we went to Broadcasting a House as part of that radio mission back in the day. Oh, hang on, hang on, we've got, little bit of trouble here, by the looks of it. Roundheads, one of the two gangs that hangs around London. For some reason, they're dug in right here outside the broadcasting centre. Right, crack out the shotgun here, because by the looks of it, okay, they're just basic gangsters, nothing too bad going on here at all. Just to finish off you stupid losers, and yeah, thanks to Grim Reaper's sprint, we should be able to just swing round all of them, especially with my good friend Jack eating so many bloody bullets. So, right, take out you stupid losers. I'll go for the back while Jack deals with the guys at the front. Alright, we've also got a flipping level up. Lovely. Right, that's those guys taken care of. Jack, how are you getting on, though? There's literally civilians wandering around here too. This potentially could go a little bit on the wrong side. Right, you can be hit with a crit because you're a bit on the tougher side. And then one last person here. Few shots in the arm. If we get lucky, we'll get Grim Reaper's sprint, and no. But we did get 4-leaf clover, which is just as good at the top level. So, right. For some reason, yeah, this building was about to say under siege. But then again, maybe the opposite. Looks to me like they were set up to try to stop people getting in, not prevent the people inside getting out. The giant Please Help Us banner does slightly muddy the waters though, so, right, let's mosey inside and figure out what's going on here precisely. So okay, step inside and, right, more trouble, gotcha, was wondering what was going on here precisely, so, bare minimum, yeah, narrow corridors and whatnot. I mean, we should be able to use a Scaramanga pretty effectively. Because, yeah, we can just basically rush anybody around this bit of the world. So, no, though. Sorry, you're a bit tougher than I was expecting. So you can just get a crit in the head to deal with you. Lovely. And we've got you guys here, just a tiny bit closer. Thank you very, very much indeed. Yeah. One Scaramanga shot in the head, that should do the job beautifully. Right, I think that's the ground floor taken care of, nothing left but up above, and I was figuring we'd be back here at some point, because, yeah, last time we came through, we went straight upstairs for the radio business. But there's this room down here, with a terminal that does nothing, and a whole bunch of shelving units that have got labels, but that didn't come up during the last mission, so, okay. I'm guessing we need to do a bit of work to get this place working again. Right, and last handful just to go down here. Beautiful. One shot in the head for you, good sir. Marvellous. And I believe we're down to, right, last one somewhere over here. Sorry, ran straight past you, my friend. My mistake. One shot in the chest. And there we go. Job done. So, right. That's these interlopers taken care of. Question is, yeah, why precisely were you here? Although apparently, my next mission is, yeah, head up to the studio. So apparently there's more like further up. Which is tricky because, yeah, the lifts don't appear to be working and the stairs definitely don't go further. So, hang on, how do we get further up? Oh, here we go. The lift from the bottom floor is actually labelled as a studio. So, okay. Call that beautiful. I think possibly this lift wasn't working last time I came through. And now as a result, okay, presumably that's going to take me up to the studio in question. So, right. We now appear to be on the right floor. People here aren't trying to murder me. You definitely come from Angel, good sir. So, okay. We now appear to be among friends. Much better. And speak of the devil. Right, we've got a station manager here, though. Guns away, we are not going to cause trouble. Unless, of course, you cause trouble for us.
No, I will not. I won't do it. The whole thing's quite ridiculous.
You have no choice in the matter.
I have free will, don't I?
Not really.
Okay, so it would appear the local employees are not happy with what we're planning to do.
Like I told your apathetic friend here, I am not directing this production.
So, right. How about we pay you very, very well indeed, and you just do your job, my friends?
I'm not worried about money, I have a moral objection. This script is the biggest load of hogwash I've ever read. It's propaganda, plain and simple. I will not put it on air. Goodbye.
Okay, but what about a really, really big amount of money?
I highly doubt. Help!
Oh, hang on, well, I didn't want to kill him. Why'd you open a fire on him? We didn't need to do that, so... I mean, bare minimum. I strongly imagine, you know, the next station manager will put up much less of a fuss.
Very unfortunate. His compliance was expected. You will have to direct the broadcast.
Oh, you know what? No, I'm glad we killed him. This sounds hilarious. So, okay. What do I need to do precisely? Though before we get to that, yes, why were there giant numbers of roundheads downstairs?
Degenerates who thought they could make a difference. Good job in disposing of them.
Right. So the downside of us turning Angel into the big boogeyman is now everyone hates Angel. And we're still wandering around with the Angel insignia on our hats and whatnot, so... okay, possibly we shouldn't be wearing the Angel hats anymore. Like, that's just asking for trouble given what I just did down in Peckham. Still, let's get back to, yes, the exciting bit. Directing a production.
Here's the script our dearly departed friend had so many objections to. Feel free to give it a read. It has two parts, cast by Smythe. First of all, there's the newsreader. He'll be played by radio presenter Robert Maxwell Jones. Secondly, we have the fictitious angel reader, Theodore Francois. He'll be played by the impressionist and failed actor, Dickie Anderson. Maxwell Jones is on his way. But we've had no word from Anderson. He's gone AWOL. Here's his last known address. Find him.
Okay. So we've got two people who need to read out a script, and potentially, yes, one or more of them may have some problems with aforementioned scripts. So okay, basically, we're reporting on Peckham with the purpose of, creating a state of emergency beyond what the Roundheads and Cavaliers are able to provide. Then, this actor comes in, gives a big evil villain speech, lovely. And as a result, the newsreader will announce even more restrictions. So, gatherings for the purposes of entertainment or amusement prohibited until further notice. Though, I'm not sure about this, Smythe. Like, I feel like this is going to create a lot of flipping enemies. And as for the missing Dickie Anderson, by the looks of it, he's barely round the corner over at Oxford Circus. Right, Dickie, old buddy, old pal, where precisely are you hiding out? And, okay. In the underground network for some reason. So, okay, crack open the ticket barriers and mosey downstairs. Just my friend, what precisely are you doing down here? Here we go, he's just hanging out here on the platform.
Who in the atom's shadow are you? I'm mortally serious. Leave me alone at once.
Okay, Dickie. Apparently I'm here to offer you a job. I kind of thought you'd already accepted the job, and then just sort of run away, or whatnot. So, should I say I'm Angel? Like, Angel's kind of scary these days, so sure, let's see if we can intimidate him by mentioning Angel.
Angel, Camelot, Miller's men, who gives a fuck anymore? The whole world's gone to shit, and I'm the only one who can see it. Society is collapsing around us, and I won't be here when it happens. So I've packed my bags, and I'm going.
And okay, with endurance of 9, we could get him to just to hang around. Alternatively, yes. Where precisely are you going that's better than what's going on in London?
Yes. Maybe. I don't know. I need to get out of this wretched city.
Alright, so he doesn't really have an answer to that. He's just naffing off, so... okay, you just wait there for a split second. I just need to get my endurance up a spot. Here we go, 1 dose of a Codfather. Beautiful. And as a result, stop being a coward. You can't abandon our great city in its time of need.
You're right. But what can I do about it? All I do is silly voices.
Oh, Dickie, never underestimate the importance of silly voices. Just make your way over to Broadcasting House. Your talents are required, good sir.
The broadcast ministry? After all those rejections, they come crawling back. Very well. I'll head there straight away.
Alright, so that's person number 1 locked down. Okay, so, back at the studio, good news and bad news. The good news is, person number 2 has arrived all by themselves. Mr. Robert Maxwell Jones. Lovely. The bad news is, for some reason, it appears to be raining. I say it appears. I can hear rain. For some reason, Fallout London has decided it's raining inside the BBC studio. So, okay, let's just ignore the rain sound and have a nice chat to Mr. Maxwell Jones here.
You're the director, I take it. It is good to be back in work, but work requires payment. Payment I haven't received. So, let's say 1,000 tickets. Nice and even.
Okay, I am very happy to pay you, but that is a bit steep, my friend, so... alright, if I'm just strong enough, I can intimidate him into only taking a 500, and that strikes me as still a very, very generous.
Okay. No need to do anything radical.
So, alright, he's been paid, that's both actors accounted for, beautiful.
Now that Maxwell Jones has been dealt with, there's one last obstacle. We're just about ready to record the show. Yet broadcasting it would be impossible. Those thugs the Roundheads caused quite a bit of damage in the studio. I've repaired most of the equipment, yet the telescreen transmitter circuit has given up the ghost. You need to find a new one, and as soon as possible. My best guess would be the old LT broadcast tower in Camden. Good luck.
Okay, the LT broadcast tower, or in real London, the BT tower, which I was so excited to visit long ago. When we did visit last time, you weren't allowed to go up to the top, so okay, we can finally go into that thing properly. And despite what he was just saying about Camden, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not actually in the Camden submap. Because last time I went there, I walked straight from the British Museum, which is definitely in the main bit of London proper. There we go, right there though. John, do not forget to level up. Oh, and I tell you what, I'm going to take some sniper. Now, admittedly, this particular rank isn't that exciting, but rank 2 gets me the knockback chance, so yeah, that's definitely worth working towards. And here we go, back at the BT tower, and I really hope we get to go right up to the top and enjoy the view, because it is just a beautiful building. And right, we've got more trouble waiting inside yet. On this occasion, the 5th column. And at this point, those guys are shooting me on sight, and got it. So, okay. That, I'm assuming, is going to be a problem through the whole tower or whatnot. Question is, okay, how precisely do we make our way up in the world? Well, step 1, how about we just mosey towards the giant cocking pile of 5th column floating around the ground floor here, presumably one of you guys is going to be guarding an elevator keycard or something of that nature. So okay, just keep on keeping on. You're nice and chill. You're a bit nastier. So you go down. And then as soon as we go into person number 2, do the crit just to make sure you're nice and dead. Follow up with you. There's also grenades flying everywhere. Like the nice silenced pistol. That's kind of cool, Mr. Vanguard. And here we go up a couple of flights of steps, past some more 5th column and whatnot. The telescreen transmitter unit. So, okay. We've got what we needed. Beautiful. And tragically, yes. We've just, like, you know, gone up and down the stairs a bit. Not actually towards the lift. Which does make me suspicious that, yes, possibly we don't get to go to the top of the tower on this occasion. Maybe, given the 5th column here, had I gone down their route, I would have been allowed to go up to the top of the tower. But no, tragically on this occasion, it would appear not. In fact, yeah, on this occasion, tragically, there is no way to interact with the lift at all. You can't open it, there's no thingy for a key card. Tragically, we don't get to go to the top of the BT tower. And I'm sad about that, actually, yes. Still back at the BBM studios here. I'm pretty sure, yeah, if we just go through the studio right here, one assumes... Well, I'm pretty sure it goes in there, but right, I need to, you know, report it to the technician first.
We've already recorded the show. Replace the circuit and we can transmit.
Alright, so as I was suspecting, McGibble goes in here, presumably button gets pushed. The button isn't functioning. Well, that is disappointing. I enjoy pushing buttons. And right, as he was saying, they've already recorded the actual show, so I just get to watch the end result, and... you know what? I did just realise something, by the way. Long ago, I did note that, yes, there were suspiciously large screens dotted about various settlements in Fallout London. I believe, yes, the first one I noticed was in Trafalgar Square. And I believe I said at the time... okay, so something very dramatic's going to be broadcast on those screens at some point. And I suspect we've reached precisely that moment, yes. Oh, for the time being though, it looks like, yes, we might have our own private cinema to enjoy the show.
This is London. The government have given instructions for the following important announcements. It has come to the attention of Parliament and the Sovereign that the disaster in Peckham was no accident. I have to tell you now that the assailants who claimed the lives of over 200 citizens hailed from the reactionary clandestine group known as Angel. It is believed by intelligence services that further attacks on British soil are imminent. Consequently, our nation is under a state of emergency. For those fortunate enough to have eluded the attack, the Broadcast Ministry has secured exclusive footage of the event. We recommend that those listening on a radio device make their way to the nearest telescreen. Stand by for transmission.
And alright, that was me, absolutely. I set all that stuff on fire. Beautiful.
Hold on. I'm getting reports. We've had communication from Angel. Yes, I see. Ladies and gentlemen, I am hesitant to announce that we have received communication from Chairman Theodore Francois himself. The government has authorized the full broadcast of this message. Stand by for transmission.
London, hear my voice. Hear the voice of supremacy. For we shall invade London, and we shall conquer it for the motherland. No Briton is safe. Every one of you dogs will submit to our authority. Or face extinction. Surrender or die, London. See the light, and behold our majesty. The choice is yours.
Disturbing correspondence from Angel there. We're live back in the studio. We will now resume the announcements. All gatherings for the purposes of entertainment and amusement, whether outdoor or indoor, are prohibited until further notice. In the light of experience, it may be possible to allow the reopening of such places in some areas. They are being closed because if they were hit by a bomb, large numbers would be killed or injured. So keep off the streets as much as possible. To expose yourself unnecessarily adds to your danger. In the event of threatened air raids, warnings will be given by means of sirens or hooters. When you hear any of these sounds, take shelter. Now, Most importantly of all, you must comply with authorities. It is crucial to our survival. That is the end of these announcements.
And there we flippy go, and I'm gonna be honest, I was just joking when I said we were gonna pin it on the French. But you know what? It does make sense that if you were gonna make up a mysterious villain to terrify the English with, 100% you'd make them French, absolutely!
Everything seems to be going well. Our work here is done. Isn't it glorious? Every prole in the city will soon have no choice but to submit to Smythe. Speaking of, she telephoned. Asked for you personally. She said it's a matter of utmost urgency. I'd head straight to her office. No delays.
Alright, so there we go. A spin doctor is complete, though. Okay. I'm not 100% convinced this was a good idea. Like, some people are going to rise up against this, and... oh dear. Speaking of which, the gloves are off, with a giant pile of corpses lying on the ground there. Oh, I think things might be about to get a bit nasty. Still, I would say having completed Angel's sinister plot, how about we call it a pot there? But next time... right, I suspect we might be coming upon the grand finale here. Because at this point, yes, just looking at the quest I need to do next. You know, lightning is striking my umbrella, corpses are everywhere, the doors are slamming shut behind me. I feel like we're definitely coming upon the conclusion here, so, right, next episode, we might in fact be wrapping up Fallout London for good. So, hopefully, you join me for that. But in the meantime, I've been John, this has been Many a True Nerds, and this has been Fallout London. Thank you very much, and goodbye.
Ah, we have got a gate key here, and then we have got... I've made a mistake, I've made a mistake, I've made a mistake, I've made a mistake! This is going to take all of my skill and cunning as a hunter to sort out... Die, you mooing bastards! Die! Die! Go away. Go away, nobody likes you. That was a good idea till it wasn't.